In New York, Chicago, or Boston, a favorite day might be the one when they run the marathon. Here in Anchorage, it's this day, the day of the ceremonial start to the Iditarod, another type of race that definitely tests limits. In the next 5 nights, you'll see all the majesty Alaska can provide as a backdrop for this test. It's the 33rd edition of what they like to call the last great race on Earth. 1,100 miles, Anchorage to Nome, for a great historic reason. 1925, a diphtheria epidemic hits Nome. Problem is, a deep freeze and whiteout conditions mean the planes cannot fly. There is only one possible way to save the town from a medical disaster. Get the serum there by dog. 20 teams and 100 dogs move the serum 674 miles and 127 hours to Nome. Dogs and mushers become heroes in news reports nationwide. The dog sled, quickly being replaced by the planes, still were relevant. Almost 50 years later, someone thought that's a piece of our history that should be remembered. Joe Reddington Sr. believed in the idea so much, he mortgaged his house to create the Iditarod in 1973. Who could have imagined it would spawn a lifestyle? How, first of all, was this possible? How do you find the trail? 1,100 miles? It would take weeks. The dogs will surely die. The mushers will freeze. It happened. And Dick Wilmarth was the first winner. Then, the native Alaskans had their say. This was their land after all. Emmett Peters, the Yukon Fox. In 1978, Dick Mackey beat Rick Swenson by 1 single second. It inspired Swenson to do this for 3 decades, winning an unprecedented 5 times. Then came Libby Riddles. In the 1980s, women's sports was breaking ground. Imagine the egos bruised when Libby Riddles won in 1985. It didn't end there. Susan Butcher began a run of 3 straight Iditarod wins. Her publicity and recognition helped cement the Iditarod on the map of sports. Susan Butcher's legend was born. Years later, people are still fascinated as to why and as to how. It happens in Alaska, North America's great frontier, and it cuts across the entire state. From its 11-mile ceremonial start, which we are seeing today, to a connection of checkpoints that cross the Alaskan mountain range and head into some of the most forbidding terrain on Earth. Some are villages, others are abandoned mining towns. There's the namesake of the race itself, and the biting fierce winds that blow in from the Norton Sound. 1,100 miles, Anchorage to Nome, fastest team wins. And it all starts here. Representing the old guard, Jeff King, 3-time winner with tricks up his sleeve. And last year's winner, veteran Mitch Seavey. Is the old guard ready to yield? Wearing bib number 26 is Mitch Seavey's son Dallas, who just turned 18. He'll be the youngest to ever try and do this.
Today's just kind of a goof around day, so just gonna have fun, worry about the rest of it tomorrow. Let's see.
More young news. 15-year-old Melissa Owens from Nome, Alaska is the Junior Iditarod champion.
Junior Iditarod champion. First one out of the chute.
That's right. As junior champion, Melissa gets the honor of beginning the ceremonial start. So Melissa Owens is about to play with the big boys and girls and dogs.